Dietmar Hopp and family have a net worth of 5.1 billion. And you can see right now that SAP is trading at around 260 euros and has a market cap of approximately 318 billion. And this is how he's made part of his 5.1 billion fortune. One of the things to note with Dietmar Hopp is he also owns an investment firm called Dividend Holding Company, and he uses this entity to invest in early stage biotech and pharmaceutical companies as well. One of the companies that he has invested heavily in is called CureVac. And you can see right here that Dividend Biotech Holding owns 31.3% stake in CureVac, and then just below here also Dietmar Hopp holds over 6% in CureVac as well as an individual. You can see here that he holds a 45% stake in Heidelberg Pharma as well, which I've mentioned in previous videos too. But he also holds a 16.5% stake in AC Immune SA, which again you can see right here. On the AC Immune SA website, that from their pipeline, they have a number of partnerships with some highly reputable companies, including the likes of Takeda, Eli Lilly, and Johnson & Johnson as well. They have a number of treatments in development at a range of different phases as well. Now, the key one to take a look at is this one here called PL2620 tracer for Alzheimer's disease. It is being developed in partnership with Life Molecular Imaging. And you can see right here that Life Molecular Imaging has recently been acquired by Lantheus for an initial payment of 350 million. And this was to accelerate innovation for patients in the growing Alzheimer's disease market. And so back to the AC Immune pipeline and PL2620 tracer for Alzheimer's disease. You can see right here that it's actually received fast track designation in 3 neurodegenerative conditions. And so as you can see from the pipeline, there is kind of a pretty much major catalyst coming up potentially this year, and this could be around the announcement that phase 3 enrollment for PL2620 is fully completed. At the time of this video, AC Immune SA is priced at $2.69 per share, and it's likely that if there is positive news posted, in 2025 around the developments of PL2620, that the share price could spike quite dramatically. Could get to $4, could get to $6, or simply because of the enthusiasm surrounding that announcement. Dietmar Hopp also has a stake in another pharmaceutical company called Immatics. You can see right here that according to Simply Wall Street, Dietmar Hopp's holding company, Dividend Biotech Holding, has a 12.5% stake in Immatics. And at the time of this video, Immatics was trading at $5.4 per share. And you can see right here that there's been a relatively quite a steep decline recently. Not too long ago, it was valued in the ranges of $12, $10 and $8 in and around that region. And there's been a recent steep decline right here that you can see. And the key reason for that was that Immatics announces pricing of 150 million public offering. And so with that, existing shareholders were diluted because new shares were issued to the market. Typically, this move is kind of seen as unpopular by shareholders, but from my perspective, these are the kind of moments that I tend to kind of try and capitalize on, because I see that potentially the share price is potentially undervalued. And so the way that I would read this is that this 150 million raise is actually budget that they have allocated to advance this top treatment right here. They're developing this on their own, so they're going to stand to benefit financially from this fully. There's no partnership with anyone else. They're not relying on certain deliverables from anyone else. There are no payments that they're expecting from others. So again, with that in mind, that's something that could see the share price spike significantly higher because of that. And on top of that, the fact that they're so advanced in this treatment as well, and they're leading up to phase 3 with this at the moment. And they now project that this cash that they've raised from this 150 million public offering is going to allow them to continue into the second half of 2027. So with that in mind, you can see that this 150 million offering is actually a fundraising move that Immatics are undertaking in order to ensure that they have sufficient capital to cover themselves for the development of IMA203. If IMA203 does get FDA approval within their projected timeline, it means that they should have sufficient money to last until then. But the critical thing is this does not account for additional money that they may need for the potential commercialization of the product should it get approved by the FDA. And so what does this mean? It means that there could potentially be another dilution in and around the time either pre-approval to the FDA or after approval by the FDA of IMA203. But fundamentally right now, because of the recent dilution, the stock does look a little bit oversold. The major catalyst is in 2027, so there is quite a long timeline. There's another kind of 2 years, let's just say, before this kind of critical catalyst that will see the share price spike. It's quite a long period of time. You know, typically I'm looking at shorter time horizons, and I'm looking for opportunistic entry points. My typical entry points in the past have been at, you know, in biotech and pharma have been at, you know, $1.5, $2.50. That's an entry point that I feel is quite safe. There are so many uncertainties and unknowns with biotech, you know, which can cause sharp declines. At the same time, when I look at the core fundamentals of this company, when I look at Dima Hop and his track record, I look at some of the partnerships that you can see up on the screen now that Immatics do have. You know, certainly this company does have a lot of credibility, and they're not short of cash in the sense that, you know, they have a big financial backer who could potentially inject more capital if needed. And so again, like I said, you know, a biotech company that I consider to be solid in a way. Not to say that there won't be a level of volatility with this stock as well, but as a number of you know, my major focal point at the moment is Precigen, looking at the potential catalyst that should come in mid to late 2025 around the approval of PRGN 2012 by the FDA, which will see the share price spike significantly, and then starting to line up and identify what my next options may be. You know, it could be that I enter Immatics, it could be that I enter some of the other biotech or pharma stocks that I've documented in the last few videos as well. But like, naturally, I will just keep you updated because I haven't made any decisions yet. I kind of have to see how things pan out over the kind of short to long term developments with Precigen and the developments with all of the stocks that I've mentioned. And I will keep you updated, and I'll let you know what I'm doing. But look, thanks very much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.